Hey garden fam, welcome back to The Sprout. Today we're talking about one of the most rewarding and easiest perennials you can grow, the daylily, Hemerocalis. The name means beauty for a day in Greek. Each flower lasts only one day, but don't let that fool you. A mature daylily produces dozens of buds. Every day, new flowers open. The show goes on for weeks. From early summer to late summer, daylilies keep your garden filled with color. Daylilies are often called the perfect perennial. They're drought-tolerant once established. They grow in almost any soil. They don't need much fertilizer. They rarely get pests or diseases. They multiply over time, giving you more plants for free. And they come in every color except blue, from pale yellow to deep purple, from soft pink to fiery red, even near white and bicolors. In this video, I'll teach you everything you need to know: planting, sun, soil, watering, fertilizing, dividing, common problems, and why this plant is so hard to kill. Before we dive in, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We put out new gardening videos every week, and I don't want you to miss the next one. Also, drop a comment below. Do you grow daylilies? What's your favorite color? I'd love to hear about it. Now let's get into it. First, let's talk about why daylilies are so special. Daylilies are native to Asia, but they've been hybridized for over a century. There are now over 80,000 registered varieties. That's right, 80,000. They range from miniature plants under a foot tall to tall varieties that reach 4 feet. The flowers come in every color and pattern imaginable. Some are ruffled, some have spider-like petals, some are double, some are fragrant. There's a daylily for every garden. Now let's talk about the different types. Daylilies are divided into several groups based on their growth habits. Dormant daylilies go completely dormant in winter. The foliage dies back. They're best for cold climates. Evergreen daylilies keep their leaves year-round in warm climates. They're not cold-hardy. Semi-evergreen daylilies are in between. For most gardeners, dormant varieties are the most reliable. Daylilies also have different bloom times. Early season bloomers start in late spring. Mid-season bloomers peak in early to mid-summer. Late season bloomers flower in late summer. Some varieties are rebloomers. They send up a second flush of flowers after the first. By planting a mix of early, mid, late, and reblooming varieties, you can have daylilies flowering from late spring through fall. Now let's start with sun requirements. Daylilies bloom best in full sun. They need at least 6 hours of direct sunlight every day. In too much shade, they'll produce fewer flowers. The plants will be leggy and the leaves will be floppy. In very hot climates, a little afternoon shade helps the flowers last longer. But for the most flowers, plant them in full sun. Now let's talk about soil. Daylilies are not picky. They grow in almost any well-draining soil. They tolerate clay, sand, loam, and even rocky soil. They prefer a pH between 6.0 and 7.5, neutral to slightly acidic. They don't like wet, soggy feet. Good drainage is important. If you have heavy clay, amend it with compost or sand. But daylilies are remarkably adaptable. Now let's talk about planting. The best time to plant daylilies is spring or early fall. Spring planting gives the roots time to establish before summer heat. Fall planting works well too, but do it at least 6 weeks before the ground freezes. Dig a hole twice as wide as the root ball. Mound a small cone of soil in the center. Spread the roots over the cone. The crown, where the roots meet the leaves, should be about 1 inch below the soil surface. Planting too deep can cause rot. Planting too shallow can expose the roots. Backfill with soil, water thoroughly, and mulch. Space plants 18 to 24 inches apart. Now let's talk about watering. Water regularly during the first year to help the roots establish. After that, daylilies are quite drought tolerant. They have thick, fleshy roots that store water. Water deeply once a week during extended drought spells. In normal weather, you don't need to water at all. Overwatering is a bigger problem than underwatering. Daylilies do not like wet feet. Now let's talk about fertilizing. Daylilies are not heavy feeders, but they benefit from a little food. In early spring, as soon as you see new growth, apply a balanced fertilizer like 10-10-10. A second, light feeding after the first flush of flowers encourages rebloom on reblooming varieties. Do not over-fertilize. Too much nitrogen gives you lots of leaves and fewer flowers. For organic options, use composted manure or compost. Now let's talk about deadheading and pruning. This is important. Daylilies multiply over time. After 3 to 5 years, the clump becomes crowded. The flowers get smaller. The center of the clump may die out. That's when you need to divide. The best time to divide is early spring or late summer after the flowers fade. Dig up the entire clump. Use a sharp spade or knife to cut it into sections. Each section should have 3 to 5 fans, the clusters of leaves, and healthy roots. Replant the divisions immediately. Water well. Dividing reinvigorates the plant. You'll get more flowers the next season, and you get free plants to fill other spots in your garden. Now let's talk about common problems. Let's go through them one by one. Problem 1. No flowers. Too much shade or too much nitrogen fertilizer. Move to a sunnier spot. Stop fertilizing with high nitrogen products. Problem 2. Few flowers. The clump may be overcrowded. Divide it. Also, older varieties don't bloom as heavily as modern hybrids. Problem 3. Yellow leaves. Overwatering or poor drainage. Let the soil dry out. Improve drainage. Problem 4. Brown leaf tips. Underwatering or salt buildup from fertilizer. Water deeply. Flush the soil. Problem 5. Rust. Orange or brown powdery spots on leaves. This is a fungal disease. Remove affected leaves. Space plants for good air circulation. Avoid overhead watering. Use a fungicide if severe. Problem 6. Daylily leaf streak. Yellow streaks on leaves that turn brown. Remove affected leaves. Don't compost them. Improve air circulation. Divide overcrowded clumps. Problem 7. Thrips. Tiny insects that cause streaks and distorted flowers. Use insecticidal soap. Remove affected flowers. Problem 8. Aphids. Small insects on buds and new growth. Spray them off with water. Use insecticidal soap for heavy infestations. Problem 9. Spider mites. Fine webbing on leaves. Increase humidity. Use neem oil. Here's where you come in. Drop a comment below. Do you grow daylilies? What's your favorite variety? Have you ever divided them? I'd love to know. Now let's talk about reblooming daylilies. Some daylilies bloom only once per season. Others are rebloomers. They send up a second flush of flowers a few weeks after the first. Popular rebloomers include Stella de Oro, Happy Returns, and Pardon Me. Stella de Oro is the most famous. It's compact, yellow, and blooms from late spring to fall. Rebloomers need more water and fertilizer than single-bloom varieties. Deadhead them regularly to encourage rebloom. Now let's talk about daylilies in containers. Dwarf daylilies are excellent in pots. Choose a pot at least 12 inches wide with drainage holes. Use good quality potting mix. Water regularly. Containers dry out faster than garden soil. Fertilize lightly in spring. In cold climates, protect the pot in winter or move it to an unheated garage. Now, let's talk about daylilies as cut flowers. Daylilies are not great cut flowers. Each flower lasts only one day, even in a vase, but you can cut the stems when the buds are showing color. Put them in water. The buds will open over several days. For the best results, cut the stems in the morning, remove most of the leaves, change the water daily. Now let's talk about the edible parts of daylilies. Yes, you can eat daylilies. The flowers are edible. They have a sweet, slightly vegetable taste. Use them in salads or as a garnish. The buds can be cooked like green beans. Some people stuff them with cheese or meat. The tubers can be eaten raw or cooked. But be careful. Some people have allergies, and never eat daylilies that have been treated with pesticides. Also, don't confuse them with true lilies, which are toxic. Daylilies are hemerocallis. True lilies are lilium. Daylilies are safe to eat. Let me give you a few quick answers to common questions. How long do daylilies live? With good care, decades. Some clumps are over 50 years old. When is the best time to plant? Spring or early fall. Do daylilies need full sun? They bloom best in full sun, but they tolerate part shade. Are daylilies deer resistant? No. Deer love daylilies. They'll eat the buds and flowers. Use deer repellent or fencing. How fast do daylilies spread? They spread slowly but steadily, forming larger clumps each year. Do daylilies have fragrance? Some do. Many modern hybrids have no scent. Heirloom varieties are more likely to be fragrant. Let's wrap everything up. Daylilies are the perfect perennial for effortless summer color. Plant them in full sun for the most flowers. Give them well-draining soil. They tolerate almost anything. Water during the first year, then only during dry spells. Fertilize lightly in spring. Deadhead spent flowers. Cut back flower stalks after blooming. Divide overcrowded clumps every 3 to 5 years. Watch for rust and leaf streak. Here's the most important thing to remember. Daylilies are tough. They survive drought, poor soil, and neglect. They multiply and give you more plants for free. If you're a beginner gardener, start with daylilies. If you've killed plants before, daylilies will restore your confidence. Plant them, water them for the first year, and then let them do their thing. They will reward you with summer color for decades. Before you go, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave me a comment. Are you growing daylilies? What's your favorite variety? Do you have Stella de Oro? I'd love to know. Also, what perennial should I cover next? Coneflower, Black-Eyed Susan, Hosta? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Take care of your garden, and it will take care of you. See you in the next video.